Hello and welcome back to the vlog, or welcome if you're new here. I have had quite the Sunday. I am cleaning like you would think I'm like nesting or something. I just get an itch every now and again. I feel like in my old age, I am more of a stickler about cleaning and I clean all the time, but I think because of this kitchen renovation and there being dust literally everywhere and it being so dirty beyond my control in this house all the time, I feel the need to almost like overcompensate and take control where I can and really clean things. So I just deep cleaned our shower. I am avoiding it like the plague because I did spray some Clorox in there and I don't want to like be breathing it in. So that's been done. I had to shower after that because I just felt so dirty and I broke a sweat. Long story short, I was cleaning like around the grout and Kaveh had redone the, I guess it's not grout, it's caulk. He had redone the caulk in the shower and I think he probably didn't do it right because he's never done it before, so no fault of his, but there was getting to be like what appeared to be mold under the caulk, which is disgusting. So I was scrubbing and the caulk was kind of like peeling off. So I decided to remove it, which I also have never done before, but I got this like scraper tool that we have. We kind of use it for like patchwork, and I scraped it all off and peeled it all off, and it was so satisfying. It took me forever and my arms are going to be sore, but worth it. We have 2 showers, 2 bathrooms, 2 full bathrooms, so I'm not going to touch this one because it probably needs to be resealed, and we'll shower in the other bathroom for however long, but I feel like that needed to be done. And I knew Kaveh probably was not going to get around to it because it's not a very fun chore. So my intrusive thoughts took over. That happened. And now I'm going to clean our little vanity situation. I also feel like we will definitely want to redo this bathroom. That's our next project, I think. If we can put off new siding on the house, because we definitely need new siding, the joys of home ownership. If we can put that off, and I don't want to put it off, like I really actually want to do it, but I know it's probably going to cost a fortune and I really want to do this bathroom / closet. So we just have to make it until we're ready to do the bathroom, which could be next year, but that's a conversation for another time. Also, this art behind me, I actually just picked this up off Facebook Marketplace and I love it. It ended up being from one of my followers. She like made this original art, and it's so funny because I was looking to do something very similar where I would like do a border like this and then maybe like break it into like a quadrant and do lines like this all going different types of ways. I don't know if that made any sense, but this is very similar to something that I wanted to do. Swapped it with this guy, but I don't know if this will be the permanent spot for her. I have a couple places she could go. It's a really good size. It's like 18 by 24, so I feel like it could go a lot of places. I almost want to put it in our water closet because there's no art in here, and it's obviously a brown vibe. So could go like over the toilet or on the wall so you see it when you're like here, but we're just obviously never spending time in here for extended periods of time, so I don't know. But you guys also know I want to change the art over the bed, so she could very well go up there. That's a possibility. I would just swap it with this one. Unfortunately, the nail is not in the middle. It's one of those where it's like hung on either side. So while it is the same height as this piece of art and would be perfect, we're gonna have to move the nails, patch them up, and then put one in the center if that's what we decide to do. But I'm done yapping, and like I said, I need to clean this bathroom. looks much better. Good morning, you guys. I am on my way to run a couple of errands. I want to go pick up a housewarming gift for one of my friends who just moved to Mill Valley. Well, she's moving today. I'm so excited. I have like an ongoing campaign for all of my friends to move to Marin, and this is the first friend that I have who has moved here. So I'm so excited to have her. She also has a little mini dachshund, so a little friend for Gigi, which is amazing. So I want to go get them a nice housewarming gift, and I also need to go to Trader Joe's. I'm gonna go to World Market for the gift and see what they have, see if I can put something together. Then need to hit Trader Joe's because I don't have anything for lunch today, and I want to grab something quick, and Kaveh also forgot to get something for his lunch. Gonna do that. I'll take you guys with me into World Market and show you what I get. I found a lot of good stuff. I found a basket to put everything in, and I love this. Like, they can obviously repurpose it. Always have to do sage the house. Some Palo Santo room spray, always good to keep in the bathroom. Just really good pasta brand. A fun little cookbook. Some salad servers for all the hosting. It's a really cute bottle of olive oil. I feel like this is her vibe. Maldon salt, can always use this. A dish towel, I can never have too many of these, honestly. And then I have some candles as well. I always love using these like for dinners and things. And then I'm just debating if I want to do like hand towels because the basket's already pretty full, but hand towels are always great too. So we'll see. Okay, we just got home. It is the first day of week 5 of kitchen renovations, and we have probably the biggest update visually that I have to share with you guys yet. All of our drywall is in. I, first of all, can't even tell you how insane this is to see. Like, this is actually my first time walking in here. Kaveh walked in here earlier, but I've been cleaning the living room because I kid you not, it has been the dustiest day here. Like, they didn't tape this off like they normally do. And the amount of dust, I mean, you guys can just see, this has been all over our living room. I wish I had a heads up. I thought they would have covered it, but I have been hands and knees wiping the floor, which reminds me I need to get my steam mop yesterday, so I'm gonna go up and order that after this. You guys, this actually makes me feel like it's so light in here. It's been kind of feeling like a dungeon just with how dark it's been, but wow. These arches are coming together so beautifully, so smooth. All the electrical coming out. Like, this is so fun to see. This is the most exciting that this has been since we started. I have some kitchen updates. Having a little bit of a mentee bee for the past couple of days. I haven't been on to talk to you guys about anything because I just feel genuinely like I'm having like a little bit of decision fatigue, but also I'm trying to be really decisive about things, and I feel like in the spirit of being decisive, like I maybe rushed a decision. Basically, I've told you about the whole pipe situation by the range, like that was kind of all said and done, but then the electrical guy put in the placement of the range hood sconces, and the sconces that we had were beautiful. They are the Vera sconce by Sophie Lou Jacobson. They're stunning, gorgeous, like glass sconces, and I love them. However, they're pretty substantial. They're kind of big. And where they had placed the electrical boxes for them, it just felt too close to that big arch beside the range. And it felt too high. Like, the placement was just totally off for me. It needed to be closer to the hood and down a bit. But because of the size of the sconce, like if you move it over, it would feel almost too crammed next to the hood. So I wish I knew that before I decided on the placement of everything on that range wall, because we could have shifted everything over, which would have given us more clearance on that right hand side for the sconce, but now it's all feeling a little cramped. So last night I was like, what are the cost implications of actually moving everything now after drywall was in, which is not ideal. I do not want to stall this project longer. I do not want to pay to now make all those changes with plumbing, electrical, mechanical, whatever. And it's just, it seems like there's a better way to address this. I'm thinking we will do a different sconce, which is so sad to say, but I think we need to pick a smaller sconce that will give us a lot more wiggle room with the placement of it. And I'm still gonna have to move those electrical boxes in and down closer to the hood, but I think this is like our best option. So last night and this morning, I have just been looking at different sconce options and I've found a couple. It's just so hard. Like lighting is maybe the hardest thing for me because there are so many beautiful options. The prices range and vary so much. And there's always going to be something that is like better or prettier, or like next year I could see a sconce and be like, damn, I should have picked that. And this is just like an example of with a renovation, how you need to just pick something because there's always going to be something else. And I feel this way about paint colors too. I keep thinking to myself, like, have I picked the right paint colors? Because it's impossible to know until it's in there and everything's painted. You just don't know the effect that that paint color is going to have on the whole room. And we have a big kitchen, so it's like, it is a big decision. And of course, Kaveh is like, do whatever you want, which is amazing to an extent. I do value some level of feedback. Like I do want his opinion. I do want him to tell me what he's thinking because it puts a lot of pressure on me when it's like solely my choice and my decision. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Our GC and our designer have been great through this process, but it's just, I am feeling a little bit overwhelmed. And again, I wish I knew what electrical was doing before I made that decision about the cabinets and where the range was going. I know it's still going to turn out beautiful, but we just have to make this decision like this morning about the new sconce because they were going to start taping over the drywall, getting it ready for paint and primer and all the things. So if they are going to have to take off the drywall to reposition the electrical boxes, that needs to be done basically today. And then in 2 weeks, we'll probably be putting in cabinets. Stay tuned for more on that. I just finished having lunch and I wanted to show you guys what I've been loving. I had to go to Trader Joe's earlier in the week. I mentioned I picked up some things for lunch and I love their prepared chicken salad. I feel like that's so random. I'm not even like the biggest chicken salad girl, so don't like judge this opinion. I'm like just dabbling and I actually find it to be really good. So I recommend trying it if you haven't. It's this home style chicken salad. It has celery, carrots, and green onions, and it's really peppery, which is why I think I like it. They put a ton of black pepper in there. And I've just been eating it with these Thin Crisps. They're the original sourdough crisp, and they taste like sourdough. Like if you like sourdough bread, this has a really strong, good sourdough flavor. They're super thin, super crispy. So I just scoop it with that, and that is like the easiest lunch ever. If you're super lazy in a pinch, that's my go-to. Happy Sunday, good morning. I had to come on and give you guys a story time about yesterday going up to wine country. Basically, I was invited to go to this brunch event at a winery called Goldeneye. It's part of the Duckhorn collection. So if you're familiar with Duckhorn, they have a couple properties in Napa, and I figured this was also in Napa. Spoiler alert, it was not. This was the first time that a PR agency actually offered to give me like a nice black car to go to the event, which now in hindsight, I know they did that because it was an insane drive. Like there's no way you could or should drive there, drink, and then drive back. They were emailing me and they told me the details about the event. They said it was like 11 to 2. They sent a follow-up reminder and they're like, Duckhorn is so excited to have you for this Bubbles and Brunch event. Like they kept saying Duckhorn. So to me, in my mind, I was like, okay, great, we're going to Napa. Like it's an hour away. They scheduled the car and they sent the follow-up confirmation like the day before. And they said the car was gonna pick us up at 11 and drop us off back at 4. And I knew the event started at 11. At this point in time, we were like, we're gonna leave Gigi home alone, which if you don't know, we have a mini dachshund. She's right behind me. Oh, you can't even see her. She's like hiding in the her sunspot. Hi. We were like, we're gonna leave her. We're leaving here at 11. We'll be back by 4. Like 5 hours is like the max time we will try to leave her alone. 3 is ideal. That like anything more than that, she gets antsy. We were like, if she can handle 5, it'll be fine. And that's why I was kind of like, okay, I knew they were gonna have this welcome where like you probably have champagne, you have little caviar bites, you have oysters, hors d'oeuvres, that kind of thing. So I figured in my head, like we weren't really gonna sit down for this family style brunch, that was like the second part of the event, until noon. And I was like, okay, I don't wanna leave Gigi any earlier than 11 at this point. If we get there as they're sitting down for brunch, like to me, that was fine. I didn't think anything of it being picked up at 11. Honestly, I was like, oh, we're not gonna be like late. We're just gonna miss like the welcome. It's 11 o'clock, okay? The guy comes right on time, picks us up. We get in the car. The first thing he says to us was, okay, we've got about 120 miles. And I don't know how far Napa is. I didn't think anything of that. And then he goes, Philo? I was like, who? He goes, Philo. We're going to Philo. And I was like, where the is Philo? He's like, yeah, it's about a 2-hour drive. Me and Kaveh look at each other and we're like, is there traffic? Where are we going? I did not realize this winery, like I did not look into it. And this is very unlike me or Kaveh, being type A Capricorn Virgo duo, to not look into this at all. I was like, oh, today I'm gonna be pampered. I'm gonna have this black car. I truly don't have to lift a finger. I don't have to like think about this because they've thought about this and they've planned it all for me. So you can imagine my concern at this point. We're not arriving at noon. We're gonna be arriving at 1 and the event ends at 2. So you're telling me I'm gonna be going into this car for 2 hours. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna enjoy the event in a rushed capacity for an hour and head home. Luckily, we had already spontaneously arranged a sitter for Gigi. I was talking to my friend who just moved, the one I gave the housewarming gift to. And I was like, oh, like Gigi's braving it today. She's gonna be home for 5 hours, which is a lot. Like we always talk about our dogs having separation anxiety because they're the same. She also has a dachshund, a mini dachshund, like Gigi's little twin. And she was like, you should just drop Gigi here. And I was like, I can't, I feel so bad. You guys are literally like still unpacking. Like I can't do that. And she insisted, which was so nice. And I was like, okay, you know what? Like Gigi will be happier and she needs to bond with Wanda, my friend's dog. So luckily we had dropped her off. I would have been panicking, stressed. I probably wouldn't have gone to the event at that point once he told us how long the drive was gonna be if Gigi was home alone. Like there's no way. No way. Part of me was just hoping they would divert us at that point to like a Napa winery, like one of the other Duckhorn properties, and just give us a tasting, because I feel like it's so rude to show up that late. Like we weren't gonna really get the full experience, but they called me and they were like, hey, we talked to the team there. They know it's our fault and they still want you to come. They'd love for you to come and like enjoy the experience anyway, which was fine. We got there, they were so nice. The hospitality team was so great and understanding, and you know, that could make or break an experience, but it was definitely rushed. We got there and everyone was on their second course. It's just a shame. And we were like, I hope, because we knew it was a family style brunch, we were like, I hope they sat us at the end of this table, because if there's like 2 spots in the middle of this long ass table with our names on it, and we pull up towards the end, people are gonna be like, what the hell is going on? What's wrong with you? Lo and behold, we get there, middle center of the table. Everyone was in fact wondering where we were. And it's all older people. It's like, you know, my parents' age people. And I was like, they probably think these young idiots, but actually everyone was so nice and they were all so fun. The couple next to me was from the UK. Kave had this fabulous gay couple next to him. The couple across from us were so nice. We had like the previous winemaker sitting next to them, and now he's like the COO, and they were all so great about it, which honestly made it fine. We were all cracking jokes and laughing about it, but I was just like truly mortified. It's a bummer to go and be in the car for 4 hours to get a 1 hour experience. So I don't know how they messed up the time still. They said that they had my travel time wrong, which I really don't understand. I think maybe they thought that the pickup time was really like the drop-off time at 11. I was also like, this PR firm is based in DC, so maybe it was a time issue, because really we should have probably been picked up at 8 something, and instead they picked us up at 11. I don't know. I don't know how you messed that up. I really do not. Yeah, we were spinning our wheels trying to figure out how that happened, honestly. Other issue I have, when you have a nice car service like that, not like an Uber or a Lyft, I feel like the drivers are extra cautious. Like they want to drive so smooth, so safe. It's their job on the line, you know, if they're driving reckless. The first half of this drive, freeway, normal. The next half, you're driving through the hills, windy roads for an hour. And I get wanting to be safe there. But when I tell you this guy was going 15 to 25 miles per hour probably the entire time, and it's like 40, probably 40-ish the whole way on average. We were even later than I thought we were gonna be. We had a line of cars behind us honking. I'm okay with you stepping on the gas a little bit. I can handle a little speed. To the point where me and Kaveh were like, do we say something? Because he was driving so slow. I will say it's the first time I've never gotten car sick in the back of a car. Given the terrain, that was shocking, but I wish he drove at least the speed limit, given we were late. But you know what they say, everyone drives slow when you have somewhere to be. Would I have said yes to this event knowing it was 2 hours away? Probably not. Probably not. That was our day. The only other thing I feel like I should mention while I'm here is I did get my eyebrows done, which wouldn't be groundbreaking any other day if any other person said this, but I was scared to get my eyebrows done. I've not had my eyebrows done in 6+ years, maybe more. Definitely not since COVID. During COVID, obviously everything was closed. We weren't really going outside. This was a time in my life where I had the sperm eyebrows. You know, eyebrows are not really twins, they're sisters. At this time, they were not even neighbors. They were not cordial. They knew nothing about one another. They were completely different. And I decided I would use COVID as an opportunity to regrow them. So I didn't touch them. I just let them grow back, do their thing. My eyebrows got to a good place. And to this day, the most asked question I get on social is, where do I get my brows done? And for the past 6 years, at least, I have not been to a place. I just pluck them at home. And that's done me well. But like, they felt very long. And just like, I use eyebrow gel every day. I feel like I was doing a lot of like work and effort to try to get them to be laying how they needed to lay. So I just woke up Friday morning and I was like, I'm gonna get my eyebrows done today. And I'm a threading girl, because you know they're not gonna overdo it, and they'll, you know, get it right. Those ladies know what they're doing. So I found a place on Google in San Rafael. I went. It's called Eyebrow Hub. I do feel like it's a little expensive. Online it said it was going to be like 10 or 15 bucks. It was 18, and then I do tips, so it's 20. That seems expensive. I feel like threading used to be like $8, no? I don't know. For me, for a maintenance appointment, relative, like that's fine. Like you compare that to like 120 bucks for a manicure, I can pay 20 bucks. I'm very happy, so I will say it's worth it. And now I'm like, I feel like I've been missing out. And I love a maintenance appointment where you can be in and out in 5 minutes, and I can walk in just whenever. That's huge. I do still have to show you guys the end of week 5 renovation updates. We're in a better place mentally and renovation wise than when I spoke with you last and I was having a mental breakdown. So let's do the kitchen update. This is the current state of things. Very exciting. They did all of the mudding in here after doing the drywall. So wherever there was seams, nails, they basically fill in all those gaps with this like mudding material. It kind of just smooths everything out. They will be coming back Monday to sand everything down. I'm kind of nervous. That's going to be another very dusty day. Once they do that, then they'll come in and do the floor, which is really, I mean, filling this in because this is where our peninsula was. And then also, I wonder if that's kind of everything actually, because the rest of the floor remains, and we're gonna have, they'll probably have to take this out because the cabinets are extending here where there was floor before. But my current thing I'm trying to work through is paint color. So I originally thought that I had decided on the paint color. I was going between accessible beige and smoky taupe for the cabinets. I really want something that's like taupey, more brown than it is gray, kind of mushroomy in color. And that's been harder to find than I thought. A lot of them are gray based or have gray undertones. Our cabinet maker came and dropped off a sample of smoky taupe, and I'm trying to be mindful that obviously in here right now, the lighting is so different than how it's going to be. It's so white and stark, and it's kind of blowing everything out, so it makes this probably appear way lighter than it would in practice. But to me, it's pulling gray. I don't know how it looks on camera, but here, like, it looks the same as the walls do. And again, I think that's a product of it reflecting off everything in here. This makes me really nervous. So I am now at the 11th hour thinking I need to change our paint color. I panic ordered a bunch of more paint samples that are kind of that mushroomy taupe color. Should be getting here tomorrow. But now I'm like, I need to bring those samples. I need to look at them in here, and then I also need to look at them next to our stone. So I'm gonna go to our fabricator where all of our slabs are for the countertops and make sure that it works well with the countertops and looks good in here. And I have one day to do all this because Tuesday our cabinet maker needs to know the paint color because he needs to start painting the cabinets, and they will be installed in like a week, 2 weeks. So yeah, I'm really panicking about the paint color. And the paint color I've been nervous about the whole time. Like, don't get it twisted. I've worried about this since the jump because there's so many paint colors. It's like, how do you decide and how do you know like what it's really going to look like at scale? You can bring in the sample, you can look at it with everything, and just, it can look so different. And our kitchen is a north-facing kitchen, so everything will naturally appear more gray and washed out in here versus having that like golden sun, direct sun to like play off of it and make it more golden or like deep in tone. I definitely don't want a dark color because it is, again, not super well lit in here outside of the skylight and the window, but I definitely don't want it appearing gray. That is the last thing I want. Like millennial gray, I would literally cry. I think I would have a panic attack. My cabinet maker says that at his shop where they did the sample, it appears like more ecru, but that's like maybe too light, too white. I want it to appear mushroomy. I really like Jitney. I think it's a Pharaoh and Ball color. I got Tony Taupe. Tony Taupe seems like it might be really dark, but I am just trying all of them. So pray for me because that is probably one of the bigger decisions. I will update you guys on the sconce placement as well because we did decide on our new sconces and new positioning for them. So even looking here, like you guys can see, they are so high, like so high to me. And the pot filler is the center, not that. So it looks like the vent for the hood is off center. That's because it is, but they will do a flex unit to make sure the center is in line, of course, with the pot filler and equidistant from the sconces. But like this being so close to the arch looks so off, and it being that high is again so off. So what I did was I marked a new spot here for where the center of the box should be. We decided to move it 3 inches down and 3 inches in, and so they'll do that on both sides, but with the measurements of our new sconce, that is a better position. That will bring the new sconce more in line with like the bottom of our hood, and it won't be like floating way up high. But that's it for now. I'm so excited to share more updates with you guys in week 6. If you want to stay updated on progress updates and you just love home lifestyle content, make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next week.